Guys, in the last couple of days, there's been news reports all around the world, in the United States, in Europe, in Australia, in Asia, in Southeast Asia, that EV showrooms are being flooded and EV sales are absolutely off the hook. And all of this news came suddenly. We are seeing reactions from the fossil fuel industry, and we are seeing who is controlling which companies. Now, there was a sponsored post today. Um, it didn't say it was sponsored, but it clearly was sponsored by the oil industry, published on drive.com.au. And this was the headline: the shocking EV cost adding thousands to your maintenance bill. Thinking about getting an electric car? Think twice. There's one important cost you should know about before making the leap. Obviously, the intention of this article was to scare you out of buying an EV. Here's what they had to say. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Need expert advice on what car to buy, what solar system to get, what home battery to get, or potentially for your business? You can get, guys, a one-on-one consultation directly with me, 60 minutes of tailored guidance. This might help you avoid making a huge mistake spending money when you shouldn't, or potentially save you a massive amount of money. Click the link in the description below because I can assist you, and why not? The link is in the description. And this sort of stuff, it shouldn't surprise me. I've seen this so many times from the fossil fuel industry, from fossil fuel interests, from some of these unfortunately, some of these billionaires who control big companies and who want to create a narrative that they think will enrich them. That is the case. Now, there's many billionaires who I highly respect who don't do this, but there are some that are absolute pieces of turd. This is what the article says. Petrol prices, gasoline prices are going up due to the war in the Middle East, and people are panic buying. The result? Interest in electric vehicles has rocketed. Now, they're implying in that first paragraph that people are panic buying EVs, not panic buying fuel, which is what they're doing, hoarding fuel, trying to hoard it, because they're scared that the next time they go to fill up, the cost is going to be up by another 20, 30%, and that's been happening. So I get that. But they're trying to imply in this first paragraph that people are just panic buying EVs, that this is not a rational decision. Between the 20th of February and the 11th of March, the Royal Automotive Club of Victoria saw a 190% spike in searches for EVs compared with the weeks prior. So that's the good news. There's been about 190% increase in searches online for EVs. According to James Pickering, National President of the Australian Electric Vehicle Association, EVs have always been about fuel security. Australia now has over 120 different makes and models of EV, so they go on a little bit. Now, Drive says this: before you panic buy an EV to save money on fuel, or even if you have one already, there's one key thing you should know that could mean you spend more on lifetime maintenance. Now, they don't mention the fact that buying an EV is going to save you on lifetime maintenance, which it will, and it'll last longer than an internal combustion car, and you're going to save hugely on fuel, and you're going to save on not having to do what? What's one very common thing you've got to do with a petrol, gasoline, diesel-powered car? And it's very expensive. Replace your disc pads and your brake rotors. I've had to do that numerous times. On average, they say, oh, well, there's still a bit of life left in your rotors. We can machine those for you. That's going to cost you $1,500. Yeah, that's common. So here's what Drive said. On average, tyres fitted to electric cars wear out 15 to 30% faster. That's a pretty big gap, 15 to 30%, than those on internal combustion engine vehicles. Why? How much more will it cost? Here's what you need to know before you panic buy an EV. As long as the tyres fitted to your car are the correct size, you don't need to have EV-specific ones. But having a type that's not designed for an EV could make a difference in how long they last. Forbes quotes Michelin as saying EV tyres wear 20% faster. Goodyear says up to 50%. Now, is it true that Goodyear says your tyres on your EV will wear out 50% faster? Now, I looked this up, guys, and I can't find any evidence of Goodyear making this claim. I think they made this up to sound sensational. Anyhow, Here's what the article claims. Electric passenger vehicles are about 20 to 30% heavier than petrol or diesel cars. Is this even true? All right, Tesla Model Y weighs just under 2,000 kilograms. A plug-in hybrid from Toyota, RAV4. The RAV4 is smaller than a Tesla Model Y, and it weighs about the same as the Model Y. What about a Tesla Model 3? That weighs about 1,700 kilos. Well, it's actually lighter than a Mercedes C-Class. It's about the same weight as a BMW 3 Series. So, of course, they've cherry-picked the numbers. It's very unusual for an EV to be 30% heavier than a petrol or diesel car. And interestingly, they do not compare the weight of a hybrid, plug-in hybrid, or HEV, normal hybrid. They don't compare those vehicles and say, hang on a minute, you shouldn't buy those because they're even heavier. Plug-in hybrids are usually even heavier than EVs, and there's no shock horror stories about them. Strange, isn't it? Strange that there's no shock horror stories here saying your next plug-in hybrid is going to kill you on tires. It's a hidden, shocking maintenance cost. Why? Why didn't they mention anything about plug-in hybrids? Well, because they still have an engine and they still use fuel. Anyway, they go on to say, additionally, EVs provide instant torque even at low speeds. The increased acceleration puts the tires under pressure, making them wear out quicker. How high you have your regen braking set can also affect how quickly EV tires wear. The higher the regen, the more braking force the tires are under, and you guessed it, they wear out. Now, guys, most cars, very few cars have full regen braking like Tesla has. 9 out of 10 don't have that. So all this does is slow your car down at relatively moderate speeds. Yeah, regen braking is not very powerful in non-Tesla EVs. It is in some of them, but most of them it's not powerful. That's a common complaint, in fact, by people who have owned a Tesla going to another brand. They are surprised by the fact that regen can't normally bring you to a stop in most rivals EVs. Is it likely then you're going to get increased tire wear from having regen braking? Absolutely not. That is completely fake news. And it's amazing to me that they've made this up. The only thing you're going to get from regen braking is saving money. What it means is, right, in an EV, you're braking and it's sending electricity from the heat in the brakes straight to the battery, basically. It's recharging a battery. On the flip side, when you buy a petrol car or a diesel car, you're braking and you're doing nothing but wasting energy. Completely wasting energy. So when you're obviously going to drive off again from those traffic lights, all you've done is wear your brakes out a bit more. Whereas in your EV, you didn't wear them out pretty much at all. Now, Drive goes on to say, finding out the hard way. Alan Woods, 58 from Adelaide, is coming up to his third set of tyres on his 2024 BYD Seal, having owned it for less than 2 years. Now, Alan, whoever you are, mate, if you're really going to be on your third set of tyres after 27,000 kilometres, if you're really going to be on your third set of tyres in less than 2 years, then I'm sorry, mate, but Alan Woods, there's something seriously wrong with the way you drive. And if you're going to be complaining about the fact you don't know how to drive a car, that's on you. Now, I get it, guys. There's a lot of people on social media who complain about their tyres wearing out faster, and they're not just EV drivers. They're drivers of all kinds of cars, particularly performance cars. If you buy a car and you drive it fast, your tyres are going to wear out. It doesn't matter if it's a hybrid, if it's diesel powered, although most diesels are not fast. It doesn't matter what kind of car it is. The way you drive your car is the single biggest determinant to how long your tyres last for. Really, that's up to you. So this article could have given people, here's what Alan Wood said. I don't drive fast and I take my time. I drive it in eco, not in sport. Now, Alan, sorry, mate, but this is clearly false because there is no one else on their third set of tyres in less than 2 years. You're pretty much on an island all by yourself there. Now, yeah, it's true that some BYDs are heavier, although the newer generation coming out in China, they've lost a lot of weight. They've gone on a diet. But that doesn't mean, mate, that you're going to go through 3 sets of tyres in 2 years unless you're driving in a certain way that's going to cause excess tyre wear. Now, for me personally, I've had my EV for 18 months. I'm still on my first set of tyres. And in fact, I've had 2, but the EV that I've had the longest now, I've had for a year and a half. I've done 25,000 kilometres and I'm not even halfway through needing a new set of tyres. I'm not going to need another set for probably another year and a half. Now, I don't drive slowly. I don't drive like a maniac, but I don't drive slowly. So Alan's claim seems honestly kind of nefarious. Or maybe Alan isn't even a real person. Maybe they made him up. So guys, it's unfortunate that these companies can see what's happening. These fossil fuel interests, they can see, oh no, EVs are all of a sudden flying off the shelves. We better try and do something. We better try and scare people into not buying them. And what's really disappointing is that drive.com.au would clearly show its colors here and show who it's being controlled by. If you work at drive.com.au, I would feel sorry for you, but I would suggest finding a job somewhere else, because you don't work for a company that's impartial. You work clearly for a company that has vested interests. Whoever owns you, and we know who does, we know very well who does, you can look that up. Who owns drive.com.au? Just Google that and you'll see where the money is. You'll see where the money comes from. But I couldn't work for a place like this. And guys, you don't have to. If you're working at drive.com.au, you don't have to stay there. You can find a place where you're not being controlled by fossil fuel interests. You can actually write proper journalism, not these shock, horror, scare stories. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Thinking about getting solar, a home battery, or an EV charger? Check out Australia's best free comparison tool, because it could save you a lot of money. Guys, click on the link below in the description and you can see how much you can save. Alternatively, give Resync a call. They are the guys who installed my battery and my home solar. I'll put a link to them as well in the description.